Ever felt judged at the gym?
You don't know how to use the leg curl machine? Are you serious? Is this your first day alive? No, it's okay. I love helping people during their first day on Earth.
At Planet Fitness, get energy without the judgment and join the judgment-free zone. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Get energized today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, February 16th. See Home Club for details.
Race to savings on your next project right now at Menards. From countertops to cabinetry, Menards carries everything you need to turn your kitchen dreams into reality. Renovate your space with new cabinets from Cardell. Ready to install and featuring a modern look. Cardell cabinets give your kitchen a new feel. Right now, get a free sink base with a purchase of any Cardell cabinet system. Good through February 18th. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey you guys, welcome back to the Cozy Womb. It is me, it is I, it is Shan. Sunday night, I have both girls. I sent them to their bed hours ago. And Ari's being a whole problem. Acting as if she shouldn't be in her bed. But we're going to ignore her. And tonight's topic is so fitting because I am so involved. And you probably hear her in the background acting a whole fool. What is it like having to be the one left to have the baby? Now, I have so many friends who are older than me, who do not have kids, but want kids. But, they all chose their path on how to have that. I think everybody chooses their own path. As you can hear in the background, once you have them, you can give them back. Talk about everything that comes with that. Like the before you have kids, the after you have kids, the thinking about the kids, everything. I think, kids come to you when you should have them. And of course, by all means, you should treasure it. I don't think there are any mistakes when that comes to kids. In this way, for instance, if you're doing things that create life with a person on a consistent basis, I don't feel like that's a mistake. You're setting yourself up for that to be a possibility. And I think you and the other person should already have the conversation that, hey, we're doing shit where this is a possibility. And talk about if that is the outcome, what are your steps from there that should be on the table talked about. So in that aspect, I don't feel like there are any mistakes. And to be clear, mistakes don't happen when it's based upon a repetitive action. Okay? So let's be clear. Let me turn this off. So, I really hate the society. This is the right time to have a kid because there really is no quote unquote right time to have a kid. It's more so, are you ready personally? Is the person you're with ready? Or the person you're having sexual relations with, are they ready? That's the thing, because a lot of people plan to have children at a set time and then they cannot have them. Or a lot of people plan to have children with the person they're with and they go through ups and downs of the possibility is high to have them and nothing happens. Or, shit is just it's a gamble it's a gamble when it comes to kids. And for me, I, in my head, knew that when I was about 27, 28, I would want to have my first kid. Only because my mom has always been very sick, with me growing up. And, I went through a time period where I had a breakup that I wasn't expecting. I didn't know why it was happening, but it happened. And at that same time, my grandfather was very sick and he passed away. And I was close to him where I would talk to him on the regular. And I'm just like, you know what? I do not want to lose anybody that's really close to me and not be able to share them with at least one of my kids. So my first kid, Anya, that's my mom's grandbaby. I made her for my mom. It was no, this is the person that I want to marry, so I'm going to have a kid with them. It was not that thinking. It wasn't that thinking of, I'm going to be with this person for a long, long time. It wasn't that thinking. I could care less if he was going to be there. I could care less if he was going to not be there. It's just like, you either want to be in or you want to be out, but I can't have you halfway. Still to this day, it's the same way. So that's Anya. With Ari, again, repetitive actions, doing things. To be honest, Ari could have came 13 years ago, to be honest, but she didn't. So I feel like I've had chances upon chances to let Ari not be a possibility for the last 13 years. And I think the Lord was like, oh, so y'all think I'm playing? Ta-da! Here's Ari. So Ari by no means is no mistake. Anya by no means is no mistake. I knew what possibility there was. I knew what results could happen. And my kids are here. And they are here to stay. But kids in 2018 cost hella time and hella money. For instance, I remember for 2 months last year, I spent over $850 just on Anya's childcare. And there's a lot of parents who are together, a lot of parents who are not together, who are paying, I want to say a good 12 stacks on childcare. So I feel like I got away easy on some months with Anya. Ari, her granny watches her, so I don't really have to put out a lot when it comes to Ari, but, I do pay Ari's granny to watch both of them while I work. And Anya does have a Saturday sitter, which I pay. So it's financially, it's hard. More women are having kids after 35 now, but at the same time, there is like a higher risk of complications of them having babies late. As far as feeling pressure to have kids, I'm not gonna say I felt pressure to have kids. I just had in my head when I wanted to have kids. All my brothers have kids. Right now, before I had kids, some of them 2. So I was like, okay, I'm the last one out of 5. I'm the baby. Do I want to have a kid? But it was never nobody pushing me. Chantal, when you gonna do it? When you gonna do it? When you gonna do it? Mind your business. I have so much trouble finding someone to keep the girls when I want to do something or change my schedule. So it is hard. You know what I'm saying? As far as like birthdays, I haven't really celebrated a birthday since my 25th birthday. I will be 31 this June. So kids do take, and they take, and they take. So let me caution you. But it's amazing to see a piece of you in another human being. I will give them that. It's amazing to see them learn from being thoughts to being growing DNA inside you to being out in the world, human beings just learning and doing stuff. It's amazing. I love it. I love being a mom. As far as like parent wise, I do appreciate Ari's dad for doing his part with Ari, and also being there for Anya when he doesn't have to be. I do appreciate it. Sharing time, financially helping, emotionally, mentally helping, just being able to be depended on. I do appreciate that. And you can be separate, and you can be not in a relationship with the other parent and still be great parents. All that bullshit about, oh, we're not together, so we gotta have drama. The drama that comes with Ari's dad, it's minor. It's more so getting out of habits. And I have learned to just chill and not make things like a big deal. So I just let him do him, and then we'll come back 2 days later and we'll just proceed. Because I really don't have any time to dwell on somebody's actions as a grown man when they need to be corrected, because I'm not going to correct them. It's not my place. I have 2 kids, not 3. As for Anya's dad, he hasn't filled that role yet. Anya will be 5 in November. He's clearly not ready. And again, I have 2 children, not 3. Therefore, I cannot teach him. He should find a mentor and work it out. Anya will be here, older, much older, but when he's ready, she will be here. Some people put a lot of education first, or career first, or companion first, before they give the idea of kids, and then the kids, and then the struggle is real. Do what works for you and the child's other parent. I can't tell you when you should. I just can tell you, just make sure you have great family to support you, great friends to support you, because I did have that with Anya, most definitely, to support me. My mom, lived with me with Anya up until she was like 3.5. So I never had to pay for like daycare and stuff like that until my mom left. She moved last year. So this whole, paying for childcare and stuff, it was new to me. As far as financial support with Anya, it was never her father. It was always me working 2 jobs, friends, family, and me saving. Even when I was pregnant with Anya, I worked in New York for like 6 years, and I used all my unemployment because I went to Florida to have Anya and be near my mom. And I used all my unemployment to prepare for her. So, I did it. It's amazing. I appreciate my friends and family that helped me thus far, still helping me out when things become a struggle. But, it can be done. Kids aren't cookie cutter. You can try to prepare for them, but as far as like surprises, automatically, yeah, you gotta get that. I don't care for, the quote unquote package order. And when I say the package order, I'm talking about making sure you find the man that you love, that's gonna be a great person to be with, and then make sure he's a great father, and then make sure then both of you want kids and then have the kids. Because the reality is that's a gamble too. You can try to build a great relationship, but then when that relationship goes to shit, so goes your child plan. So in my head, I was like, you know what? Screw the whole man thing. I need a man to have a kid, yes. But I said, you know what? A man is a gamble on are they going to love me at the end of the day, every day? A child is going to love me at the end of the day, every day, without that being a gamble. So I was like, I'd rather have my kids than have the man. Even to this day, I'm just like, you know what? I don't think I have the personality to be married. So I just took the whole married idea off of the table. So as far as like package, do I want a package? It'll be nice if there was a package, but for right now, I'm not sweating it. I mean, you know, I just like real things, and I don't care for it if it's not real. If it's not a real commitment, if it's not real feelings, and if we can't be really honest, then it's kind of like, you know, what's the point? You know, after giving up building on relationships, and people, and it kind of went to shit, I had Anya. And it's so ironic because I feel like me having my kids, came after I lost great men. So Anya came after I lost my grandfather. Ari came after I lost my uncle, last year. And it's kind of weird, and it's kind of like, damn. I gotta lose somebody to gain something that's going to love me. And it's kind of like, I hope that's not a reoccurring theme that's happening, but it has happened. You know, anytime I lose a good man in my heart, a child comes to fill it. I mean, I miss my grandfather and I miss my uncle, but, you know, I'm making it through, you know, but kids come when it's time. Do not feel left out. Keep yourself healthy, focused, and aware of how kids will chance your life in a way. And when I say chance, it means a lot of your wants get pushed down the list of priority when you have kids. And the change that kids bring in your life is a great thing, and it can be also a bad thing. You know, I have a very smart 4-year-old who will start pre-K late because her birthday is late. Hate that shit. But the reality is, Anya's reading. Anya knows all her colors. Anya can count to 50. Anya can, you know, talk to you about certain things. Anya is very smart. I'm teaching her number right now. We're going through stranger danger because she's very friendly. But she's very smart. And I feel like the things that they're going to be teaching her in pre-K, she's going to be quick with it. I have no doubt, you know, my schedule and the work distance as a single parent does not work. Therefore, I will have to change my work, which is a sacrifice. And when you have kids, my G, you sacrifice. When you don't have kids, you can sacrifice for you. And when I'm talking that, I'm talking about blue or black leather Fendi, new Apple laptop or rims for your car, random vacation or new makeup and throw everything out, new whole wardrobe, or let me just go lease a car, that type of stuff. When you have kids, they take and take and take, and you end up with less you stuff. And, you know, your wants, you'd be lucky if you get to your wants when you have kids, you know. I can easily give you 8 nasty kid facts. They can be gross. They're messy. They always want what you have. Never wanting to sleep. They're needy. They're super honest. That could be a good and a bad thing. They break all your shit. They can be clumsy. And they are you. And for me, raising myself, certain things I end up that I cannot say that I wish I can say because I'm just like, damn, Chantal, you did that to your mom. But, you know, I love them. They're super sponge-like. And when I say that, they take in everything, they copy everything, they repeat everything. And I've been having to close up my phone when I text because Anya is reading text. So, you know, it's very interesting having kids. You know, there are pros and cons of waiting. For instance, pros could be your money is right financially to support a kid. You might be more settled in life by waiting like mid-30s. You have more patience. You're very secure about yourself and what you want. You have the finances to choose, what type of school your child goes to. Do they go to private school? Do they go to a charter school? Or do they go to public school? Do you homeschool them? Because let's be honest, all these shootings in school kind of makes you kind of want to homeschool your kids. Children bring you new joy, long vacations and peace of mind. If your money is right, maybe you can take the kids with you and still have a great time. But for the most part, there's no more spontaneous vacations with kids. You have to plan. Kids will be better college prepared if you're financially prepared. You can afford daycare and with a better salary. The cons of waiting, I would say the grandparents may be limited with time for the kids. They might be really, old and unable to do certain things. You might get mistaken for the grandma. Complications during pregnancy. You run a higher risk of miscarriages and your child being born with Down syndrome. It's so funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's when you have a child and you work in like an office, you never know what other women are going through. And one of my coworkers, I talked to her 2 weeks ago, and she was telling me how while I was pregnant with Arya, and it's so easy to talk about all the negative things you're going through instead of positive things you're going through in pregnancy, because you just go through so many changes so fast. She was pregnant at the time, but she didn't tell anybody, and unfortunately she miscarried, and that wasn't her first time. So I was going in the break room 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And she was asking about the girls. I said, oh my God, do you want them? Like, I could give them to you 2 for the 5, because I was so tired, like working both these jobs and not getting enough sleep. And Arya still doesn't sleep all the way through the night. It was really hard. So she was like, you know what? Your kids are blessings. And then she told me her situation, and I apologized to her, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, I didn't know. And she was like, yeah. She was like, they're gifts, and just be grateful that you can have them. She was like, I really want them. And, when you have them, you have to treasure it and be grateful and just stick through the hard times. And I'm just like, you know what, girl, you just gave me a boost. I appreciate it, but that's real. Like, people really want kids out here later on because, they feel that they prepared properly and they waited for the right person to come along for them to build a family with, and then they have hard times having that family. Friends may be older and they have older kids, and then who's going to play with your kid? Or who's going to enjoy your kid at parties because everybody's kid is older? You might run into that problem when you're waiting. There might not be enough energy to go around because you're a little older. Money wise, if you're paying loans like I am from school, and you got house bills and you got daycare, it's a juggle, but it can be done if you have help. You might have high health insurance for yourself and your kids because, you're older, so you might develop, more things health-wise with yourself where that deductible might be a little bit bigger. You can't go out and hang out like you used to when you have kids. You can't really go far without thinking about your kids. Pregnancy recovery will be hard as hell. When people say, your second kid is a little bit easier, that's a damn lie. When I tell you I felt like an ultimate cripple after I had Anya, but I felt like a super, super, super cripple when I had Arya. Like, I felt so horrible. Like, those pain pills are amazing. Please, don't be trying to be one of these women out here trying to thug it out after you have a baby, because my G, below that waist, you can forget about it. Time with your significant other gets harder. when you have kids. It's all about planning. And if you're a spontaneous lover like I am, if I got a plan to do something with somebody I want to be with, the odds are the feeling is blown. I don't even want to do it no more. Yeah, it's very hard with kids. Support network gets smaller when you're older and you have kids because, you know, let's say Anya and Ari is like teenagers. I can't really help you, like, as far as play date, because a teenager really wants to be around a baby. But you probably could ask one of them to babysit for you. You know, that's going to get smaller, of course, you know. And most men in their late 30s or mid 30s, the odds and the percentage of them wanting to have kids is probably going to be at a minimum if they don't already have them, just because they're thinking about, you know, later on in their life where they can travel without having anybody to be thinking about or any responsibilities holding them back from doing things they want, buying sports cars, things like that. And your body changes like crazy after you have kids. Your hair changes, your skin changes. I remember products I used to use before I was pregnant. I can't stand them anymore. Great conditioners, certain smells. Your boobs change. You got to change your bras. Your stomach changes without exercise. So please, after you have children, please exercise. Work that body. The back pain is common after you have kids because you just really put your body through so much that your body wants a break. That vaginal pain for 3 to 4 weeks after you have a kid. Listen, if I didn't have those pain pills, I don't know where would I be. Where would I be? Men, please take heed and be grateful that you're men. And if you're around a woman that is pregnant, please do everything you can to make her happy. If you're around the delivery room with a woman that's going through labor, you do not understand what she's going through, but do everything she's asking you to do and more, please. After a woman has the child, please, any chance you get to relieve her from that child so she can get some rest, or take her out to go get her feet done and her nails done, something to relax her, because it's a lot to go through labor, have a child, and then take care of a child around the clock after you go through all of that. And I remember plenty of times where I just called Ari's dad over my house. I was like, hey, can you please just watch Ari and Anya for like 2 hours so I can sleep in my bed, because I just want to sleep for just 2 hours. It was really bad. Or I would call him over, or he would offer to come over and watch Ari here at the house while I go do something out when you have a second kid, the kid that was there before starts to feel like the attention is gone. So, sorry. I didn't want Anya to feel left out. So I really took time to do things just with Anya. But back to like body changes, you know, you get lower energy levels. Like I can't stay up late like I used to. Like right now it's 11:08. And the only reason I could stay up because I just slept in late this morning. When I tell you I have no sex drive, like I could care less. Especially now that I know what can happen when you do that shit. I could care less. The sex drive is at a hella low. Really could care less. Not really on the top of the list. My shoe size changed for a while. I remember I had Ari, and I couldn't get into my campers for, I want to say, until she was 4 months. And I'm at 8. And depending on the shoe, I could be at 8.5. And I could not get in my sneakers. I couldn't get in my boots. I was in flip-flops and skirts for the longest. You know, it's hard. It's hard having kids, but take your time and do it when you feel you're ready. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't read no magazines. Don't go Google yourself to death. Do it when you're ready and the person you're with is ready, or the person you want to have a child with is ready. But do it then. Kids are a lot, but I just want everybody to understand that they do not ask for you as parents, and they did not ask to be here. So as a parent, it's always our duty to do right by them. And I can only wish to be just as fun and loving as my mother was with me. I want to protect my children by all costs. I want to see them be better than I was at everything. I want them to try everything. This summer, I'm giving the girls swimming lessons, Just really do everything you can with your kids, make every day great, and just teach them how to be better people out here, because these kids need love, and in a world that we live in today, I think all kids can use love, and I think that's what's really going to help everyone. So please, the people out here who are left being the last one without a baby, let that shit ride. Let that shit ride and do it when you want to. To all my friends and family who want the child, please, if you need honest feedback on what this is, I will tell you honestly. But take your time. Do it on your time, nobody else's time. You do not have to feel the negative pressure of being left, being the only one without a kid. Take your time. I promise. You're missing shit. But the best thing about being a parent is knowing you did it on your time and you didn't feel pushed into it. But yeah, that's the topic. I think I gave you guys a really good amount of information. My brother's texting me right now, so I gotta hit him up. But till next time, this is Cozy Womb. You probably get a drive-in in between the next episode, but I'm here. I'm on Twitter, Cozy Womb. Hit me up at Gmail, cozywomb@gmail.com. I'll post this on SoundCloud. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify. I'm trying to get into Spotify, but it's kind of hard. YouTube, I'm slacking. I apologize. And other Android podcast platforms, please listen. And thank you for listening. Until next time, be great out here. And the pressure for kids, that's don't let that bother you. Please take your time. Take your time. Emphasis on your time. Be great out here. This is Cozy Womb. Leave me a voicemail. Thank you for listening. Peace.